All right, let's move
Doesn't
back
work
on to
hard enough.
Tottenham. Big Ange sacked officially.
Why?
We're hearing we
Why
won a
did
trophy.
they sack
I don't know
Big
why.
Ange? They had such a wonderful season.
I know, that's what they told you. But Thomas Frank looks like he's in the driving seat to replace him. My first question to you is, before we talk about Thomas Frank, is what is the Ange legacy now? He leaves in the last game, he won a trophy. Is he almost like a martyr figure now, in terms of when they look back in 10, 15 years, they go, league was shit, but we've got a trophy.
100%. Football is about winning trophies when it's all said and done. And I think from the position that Spurs were coming from having such a trophy drought for 17 years, whoever breaks that is going to be remembered in their history forever, regardless. This is what we're seeing. Regardless of what's happened around that, i.e. 17th in the league, 22 losses, shocking, he's still going to be remembered as a Spurs legend. And he should, because he's won a European trophy for them and, put to end a 17-year trophy run. But I do think Spurs are making the right decision. Fair play to him. I've seen when you make decisions off the emotion of thinking, we won a cup, give him a bit more. Yeah. Well, no, they sacked him, Van Gaal, when he did win a cup. But I mean, like, Eric Ten Hag stayed on.
Right.
So fair play to Spurs. It would have been very easy for Daniel Levy to get caught up in the emotion and just ignore what had happened in the league and say that was just a blip. But there's an equal argument on the other side, which is, why can't that be a blip? Why can't this be the springboard to something special? We've just achieved a trophy. No one thought we would. Put that season behind you. It's all in the past now. We're now a Champions League team. Let's start spending the money like a Champions League team. Let's do things different. And they could have gone on to maybe do something different. It could have been the making of them. But I think when you lose 22 games, and it's your second season, like, it's not, you ain't just got there.
Yeah.
If he just got there, I'd say, nah, come on, man.
Are you surprised that people are surprised about this? If that makes sense.
No, I'm not, because I can see why, if you were a Spurs fan, why you'd be like, nah, man, I don't know, man. This 17 years without this, this is a big moment. I think this could be. You can't say it's impossible for it to not. You know what I mean? Yes, they finished 17th, but it's not impossible that he does a lot better next season. But I still think it's the right decision. It's a harsh one, but he had to go, man. He had to go for me.
Third series cancelled, isn't it?
Yeah.
Main character gone.
Series,
No recommission.
Yeah.
Cancelled. And listen, as I said to Expressions on Friday, you've had your celebrations, you've been jumping up and down, everybody, Tottenham fans, all that, Levy, all that celebrating champagne. Then when the hangover wore off, they realised that the guy's actually rubbish. And they realised that they had a dreadful, dreadful season. That is the reality of it, that trophy papers over the cracks of them 22 losses. The first team ever to have that amount of losses and still survive. I remember what happened to Wigan all those years ago. For the fans, they'll say, wonderful,
But they got relegated.
we won a trophy,
Yeah.
and it's down in our history books as we won the FA Cup. But for the owners of that club, and they languish like 15th or 16th place in League One now, if you said to them, would you rather still have your status in the Premier League, they'd probably say they'd rather have the status in the Premier League. Like, he was dreadful. Like Fleck said, that's his second season. He finished off the last season badly as well. I think people forget that. Badly. Lost loads of games. Then this season, and next season, it's not the Europa League, my friends at Tottenham. It's the Champions League. That means you can't have like 1 week, because that's the other thing that people forget. All right, he had the league, and then he could even just play a sort of rest a lot of players when he was playing in that Europa League. Under this new format in the Champions League, as you saw, you literally, right till the end of it, have to be playing your strongest team to make sure you get into that top 8. Right? If you don't get into that top 8, that means you've got a playoff game and things like that. So imagine him. It could have got worse. So they had to make that decision. He had to go. It makes me laugh now. I see all these Tottenham players coming out, rallying around now. Son and all that. Oh, thank you, you're a legend. And well, why didn't you do that last season when he's playing? The man might still be there.
That's true.
Right? Now they're all, you know what I mean?
A bit better.
Gaffer, you're the legend. You know what I mean?
Happy season back, mate. We couldn't even didn't beat them once.
So we all think it's fair.
I think it's fair. Listen, there's a lot of things you can look at with him. Is right. He didn't want to adapt his style. The only time he adapted, it was in that final when he went all defensive, right? But all season, when a lot of people were saying to him, "Bro, the high line thing, adapt it." Man was there standing up. No, man, I ain't changing my thing. This is how I play, and this and that. All that arrogance and stuff like that. He didn't handle the press conferences well. I mean, take away the last couple of weeks for the thing and then assess it. Because that's what Tottenham would have done.
Well, he actually won it by playing different as well.
Yeah, but that's what the hierarchy, Levy and all them would have sat down and done. They would have taken away in isolation that final, and they would have looked back, press conferences, the way he handled that, the way he handled the media, badly. He may have finished off well when he did that, but badly all season. Didn't handle the injury situation well. Didn't get the best out of players. Wouldn't adapt his style. Lost 22 games. He had to go. I think it was inevitable. And listen, let's see what Thomas Frank can do. It's a big job for him. Big task. But, he's not got the experience of being in the Champions League and stuff like that. But then sometimes, how are you going to find out? Without,
you got to give him a chance.
I think on paper it's a good appointment because he's been in the league. He's earned his stripes, hasn't he?
Yeah, he deserves a shot.
He deserves a shot.
And I feel like Spurs is the perfect big club to try.
Yeah, he
to see
deserves
if
a
he
shot.
can, you know what I mean?
It's going to be interesting at Arsenal because you want to hate a manager. It was easy to hate.
Yeah, you can't hate Thomas Frank. Yeah.
But Thomas Frank's what they call a likable type.
I really like him.
Well, no, we'll still find ways to hate him. Don't worry.
What do you think of Frank?
So he's been at Brentford since 2018. He's really seen and been a part of and been leading the rise and continuous rise, really, of the West London team.
Sad moment for Brentford fans.
I think it's just got to the stage where he's gone, look, this is a great opportunity. Everything I've done. Kelleher's probably like, bro, what? I thought you just told me to. I thought you just told me to come and join
but
you.
I think that's a club like when you look at Brentford a run, they'd be expecting this. They'll have people lined up and things like that.
They want 10 million. That's the only thing yet to be agreed. The verbal agreement is there, but Brentford are asking for a 10 million payout basically to allow him to escape his contract.
What I think would have been a better appointment for them is that Glasner. I think he might have been a better.
Yeah.
He's got European experience as well.
Won the Europa League.
Won trophies. I think
because
the thing is about the thing is about Tottenham knowing their fans. Listen, I know them well because we go back and forth all the time. But Tottenham fans, they want a football played in a certain style. They want to. They're very demanding, right? They see Tottenham as a huge club, right? So, is Thomas Frank gonna get long enough to?
These are unanswered questions. We don't know. Yeah,
you've got to hit the ground running.
Thomas Frank's adaptable though. He's played 4-3-3. He's played 3-5-2. 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, but sometimes Thomas Frank's style of football is very. Can be very.
But is that just him knowing? Again, he's very ingrained in Brentford as what they are. I know what we are when we play against the big. I think Thomas Frank's got a clear enough idea because he's a smart enough manager to assess situations for what they are.
Really good communicator.
Very good communicator. So I think he will understand now that, right, I'm going to a team that's just won a European trophy. These fans don't want another 17-year drought. The expectation here now at Spurs is to win trophies, whether we think now or not, and to compete.
He's a likeable guy, but I don't wish him well.
Of course you don't. And he'll be playing PSG, by the way. So imagine the start that he could have for Tottenham. He could win a trophy. I mean, they're not going to beat PSG, but he has the chance to win a trophy.
The man might be tired after the Club World Cup and all them things there, bro.
Exactly.
Little time off and a couple players coming back late and thing.
He actually joined Brentford in December 2016 as assistant manager. So all in all, he's been there for
under
9
10 years.
Yeah. So it's time to spread his wings. I actually had him down as a future potential Liverpool manager one day. I really like his demeanour, but again, you mentioned that kind of playing style. It's quite counter-attacking at Brentford as well, isn't it? So that will suit him. Listen, he's the leader in a race to be Big Ange's successor.